everybody, so I am here with my project. Which project is this? I'm doing so many and I just completely forgot. This is Pan That Palette project. I wasn't going to do 1 month updates or even 2 month updates just because I didn't think that I would make that much progress, and I just didn't want to have like a ton of videos out there with like not that much progress. But I changed up a few things that I'm doing. Along the way I just kind of figured out more of what I want to do and what I'm looking for, and so I'm just switching it up because that's what this is all about, just trying to find out what works for you. So I started with using these two palettes. This is the e.l.f. Beautiful Browns one and the Chai Latte Mary Kay Quad, and then I also had the BH Cosmetics That's Heart palette, I think, or whatever it's called. And then I also said I would use my Naked palette a little bit because I wanted to give myself some variety, because I get very bored with makeup very quickly. Like, I get very bored with doing the same look, and so I didn't want to force myself to do something that I knew I wouldn't be successful at. So, funny story, when I was, this shows the quality, when I was panning, or not panning, depotting, I guess, kind of, the That's Heart palette, like I said that I was going to, when I was taking it out, about 2/3 of the shadows broke, like completely shattered, like not fixable, like all over my bathroom, like had to sweep it up. It was absolutely terrible. The blush, the highlighter, and the bronzer all did that. So those aren't options anymore even. So it was quite a big mess. I still have like 4 of the shadows, I think 3 or 4 of them. But I don't think I'm going to include those in this project for this year unless I finish these first. Those just aren't ones that I'm particularly fond of, and these are taking a lot more than I thought that they would, and so I'm not going to set myself up for failure, and I'm just going to focus on these 2 for sure. So as an update, I don't know. Oh wow. My white just fell out. That's funny. I will insert a clip if I can find one of the progress that I had initially on this Beautiful Browns palette. So I had a little bit of pan on this one, no pan on any of the other ones. This is my progress now. So absolutely hit pan on this one, almost done with it. A lot more pan on this one, and instead of focusing on one spot, I'm going all over it. So hopefully at one point it will all hit pan. This one I've been just like focusing right there, but I really, really hate this color. I'll talk about that later though. And then this one I've focused really, really strongly at that point, and I think I'm pretty close to hitting pan. So I used this entire palette for February, yes. And then this one I'm focusing in on March, except I used this one today because I wanted like a warmer look, and this is more cool toned. But I allow myself to do that since I'm really just focusing on getting these 2 done. But this one I'm focusing on March, so I don't have too much done on this one, but I'll show you that progress later. And then this one I just focused on February, so I got quite a bit of progress done, and this shows how much I used of it in an entire month. But let me talk about the shadows really quick. So this one is almost completely gone, and it's especially almost gone because in my Chai Latte Mary Kay palette, the white shade is already gone over here. And so I've been using the rest of this one, so this one's gone into March as well, even though I told myself this palette was for February. And then this one I've been using as a crease color, an eyebrow color some days, transition color. I mean, I've been using it in all over color. I mean, I've been using it for a lot of things, and I'm really surprised I don't have a lot more pan on that one. But this is the most pigmented shade in the entire palette, so I don't have to use it as much. This shade I'm almost considering, the 3rd shade I'm almost considering telling myself I don't have to use, because I have found and discovered within myself, which is what this is all about, that I really don't like how glittery and shimmery and the fallout, and then the glitter's all over your face. I mean, this shade I don't like, and I know now never to buy a shade similar to this one, and if a palette has this shade, look for something that doesn't, because I won't use it. I really, really don't like it, and part of me is like, no Tia, just finish it up and you'll be fine, and you know, like, you'll feel better. But the other part of me is like, no, you've discovered that you don't like this product. Don't force yourself to use it, and now you know not to buy it in the future. So let me know what you guys would do in this type of situation, or if you're facing this yourself. I know this is about panning the entire palette, and it's not that it's hard to use, you know, like I know with the Lorac Pro, a lot of people are having trouble with deep purple right now, I've seen, but it's not that. It's literally the fact that I hate it. I don't want to use it. It makes me not even want to do my makeup. I despise this color, I tell you. And then this one is absolutely not pigmented at all, the lowest, darkest color. I think that's why for a dark shade, a lot of people have problems with dark brown shades and blacks, because you use so little of it, you know, you don't use a ton of the dark colors. This one I feel like I've made pretty good progress on for only a month's worth. I've almost used, I'd say probably a fourth of it, I'd say, because this entire half is about half down, so I'd say I used about a fourth of it, so it would take about 4 months to use up, which I feel like is pretty good for a dark shadow. But I don't reach for it every day because I don't really love it. But when I do, I use a ton of it because you seriously have to like run your brush over it like 15 times before it even begins to show any pigmentation. So that one, if I start really focusing on after March, so in April, when I'm done using this palette again, then I think I'll have that done. But that's my progress for February and what I did with the e.l.f. palette. So in the future, as I said, I'm using up white, and I'm almost done with that. Seriously, probably not even the end of March, I say that'll be done. And then once that's done, hold on. And then once that white is done, I'm going to use my Lancome. It's the Ombre Mono Effects Sensual Eyeshadow Quad. I don't know which one this is in, but this is the one with all the gold shadows. So once I'm done with this, I'm not panning this palette at all, but I don't reach for this palette, and in future years or to come, this is one that I'm going to be panning. So just to get a little head start, I don't have any other whites. Even the white in my Naked palette is completely used up, so I'm going to go ahead and start using this one, which is Latte, and it's a matte white shade that's really, really pretty. But it's the only white I think I have left in my collection, and since I don't reach for this palette, I figured switch it into my everyday drawer and just get some use out of it. So that's what I'll be using once I finished up this white shade, since that will probably happen definitely before the next update. That's what I'll be using instead. The Mary Kay Mineral Eyeshadow Quad. So the white color is completely used up. I have a huge dip. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I have a huge dip in this brown color, small dip in this gray color, and barely any dip in the black. This one I just started using in March, and for some reason in March, I don't know if it's the weather because it's been 65 where I live here in Oregon. I don't know, which is amazing if you know Oregon at all. That doesn't happen. So we are getting spring early, and I haven't been in the mood for crazy dark shades. I've been doing really neutral eyes, and so this gray and the black I haven't been reaching for every day. I normally do a white, this in the crease, and then a little bit under, put some mascara on, and call it, you know, call it a day. So I haven't been really using the super dark colors. But I will. I'm starting to incorporate them a little bit more and seeing how I can use them. I'm really surprised at how quickly these shadows are going. I've only been using this one for 11 days. What is it? The 11th. So, and I'm already like have a dip. Like if you compare it to the other one, I'd probably say I'm about halfway down to pan. So for only 11-day use, I feel like this one is going to go really quickly once I start using up those other shadows. And this one I feel like I'll have really close to done by summer, if not completely done already. So just as an update, since I probably won't do another one by the end of March going into April, possibly though, it depends how far I get and what surprises me. I used this one for February, I'm using this one for March, and then starting in April I'm going to allow myself to use both of them and try to use up them at the same time, you know. So I got my use out of this one, saw what looks I like to do with it, what I like, what I don't like with it, and then after March I'll figure out what I like and don't like and how I like to wear this small little palette. And so that's just kind of the plan. So in April I'll allow myself to use both of them, and then of course this Latte color for my Lancome Quad. So that is my entire video for my update for Pan That Palette. Thank you guys for watching, and if you have any tips or tricks or what to do to help me out with that color in the e.l.f. palette that I really don't like, leave me a comment or a message down below to help me out because I really hate it and I don't know what to do. because I feel guilty for not wanting to use it, but I really just feel like I'm never going to finish it because I hate it so much and I don't like it, and it's such a bright color that there's no way to even like multi-purpose it. So if you yourself do any Project Pan videos, leave a comment down below because those are my absolute favorite videos to watch and enjoy. And thank you for watching and have a good day.